final dawn will always come too soon.
God is wearing black, he turns his face from this forsaken, broken, bleeding place. They went so far to find there was no hope, just a fraying and a shorter rope, and a lonely, barren, windswept slope. They were crying when their sons left for the fight and vanished into the eternal night. Oh, the young men go to prove their might, to find the truth that burns away the light, and never find their way back home, back to the right. There is no one here, but in my mind I see the faces of the ones behind. Their voices echo in the rising storm, to keep my weary, frozen spirit warm, and shield me from the coming final all the world's a blur, a silent witness to the things that were. The billboard scream of wars I'll never see, while selling dreams of what I'll never be, a perfect product of prosperity. They march for fashion, or so the cynics say, just puppets in a grand elaborate play. But as the kids in Tiananmen Square, if it was fashion that had brought them there, to breathe the fire in the solid air, they hypnotize the world to buy the lie, beneath the gaze of an all-seeing eye. We fought for causes that we can't define, a broken promise, a forgotten sign, and still I wait for you to be all mine. The propaganda, a seductive song, to make you feel that you could do no wrong. They disguise it as a noble, worthy fight, and bathe the darkness in a holy light, to steal your vision in the dead of night. From the cradle to the lonely grave, we are the masters and we are the slave. We build the systems that we can't escape, a world of sorrow in a pleasing shape, a silent movie on a broken tape. They hypnotize the world to buy the lie, beneath the gaze of an all-seeing eye. We fought for causes that we can't define, a broken promise, a forgotten sign, and still I wait for you to be all mine. captured fading thrill.
The kombucha mushroom, people sit and stare with hollow wisdom and a vacant prayer. They analyze the shadows on the wall and preach a truth that will enthrall the ones who are preparing for the fall. My life's a tape of things I can't erase, a frantic, breathless, and relentless pace. I shot a man, but I felt better then. I pulled the trigger once and then again, just to feel a flicker of amen. This sweet addiction, sugar for the soul, a perfect lie that makes you lose control. The system sells you pieces of the whole, and a whisper carried on a silent stream. Sweet berries ripening in the summer's glow, secrets that the ancient spirits know, seeds of wonder that we left to grow. Beneath the cold and ever-watchful moon, our memories are buried in the ground, where not a single final truth is found, just the echo of a mournful sound. So let us ask, with every breath we take, for every heart that's ever doomed to break, the answer lies beyond the mortal veil, a mythic grand and awe-inspiring tale, where even in our failure we prevail. The sun sends a scar across the blue, another morning to be weathered through, the most deserted day of all my life, sharper than the edge of any knife. whispering your name through window panes. I hold a breath that I should have let go, a solitary seed I cannot sow in this cold garden where no colors grow. Such a lonely day, and it's mine, a bittersweet and sacred dark design. If you should fall, I walk that final line. This lonely day should be a federal crime, but it's the day that I'm glad I survived. I search for meaning in the setting sun, for all the battles lost and never won. They say the time will heal the deepest ache, but every dawn feels like the first mistake, a fragile promise that is bound to break. Such a lonely day, and it's mine, a bittersweet and sacred dark design. If you should fall, I'll walk that final line. This lonely day should be a federal crime, but it's the day that I'm glad I survived. This loneliness should be condemned and banned, erased completely from this wounded land. But in the stillness I can feel my heart, a stubborn engine trying to restart, to play a stronger, more resilient part. Such a lonely day, and it's mine, a bittersweet and sacred dark design. If you should fall, I'll walk that final line. This lonely day should be a federal crime, but it's the day that I'm glad I survived. A world suspended in a fragile stream, the silent current of a waking dream. We build our lives, and what do we think we see? A reflection we are free. Just to isolate you from it all. The water's clear, but you refuse to drink. You stand in silence on the very brink, afraid to feel, too terrified to think. But when you finally let the current flow, the universe reveals which way to go. Your origins are written in the stone, a silent wisdom you have always known. You were never ever truly alone. feasting in their halls, ignoring desperate, frantic midnight calls. They toast to peace with glasses filled with red, while counting profits from the newly dead on televisions where the truth is bled. Barbaric minds in finely tailored suits, they plant the seeds and harvest bitter fruits. The propaganda machine begins to roar. Why don't presidents fight in their own war? A question banging on a bolted door. Everybody's going to the feast, have a real good time, dancing in a desert where the sun commits a crime, soaking in the bloodshed, calling it sublime. Why do we always send the poor to pay the highest dime? Bring your own bombs, it's the motto of our time. Our time. Their hypnotic computers gleam and glow, programming soldiers where to reap and sow. They march in rhythm to a hollow drum, to a foreign land where they'll succumb for freedom that will never victorious, they kneel to new-made deals, ignoring how the broken homeland feels. They drip in oil and wave a tattered flag, a generation in a body bag, the punchline of a cruel and twisted die. Everybody's going to the feast, have a real good time, dancing in a desert where the sun commits a crime, soaking in the bloodshed, calling it sublime. beneath a sky of gray. Another sunrise in this slow decay. The air we breathe, a sweet and poison deep, while all the sleeping giants softly weep. Secrets that the poisoned rivers keep. You own the world, or so the papers claim. From a tower built of fortune and of fame, but the flashing lights, a hypnotic steady hum, have made our rebel spirits cold and numb, forgetting what we were, what we've become. The sacred silence, lost in endless sound, as neon prophets preach from hollow ground. Disorder, disorder, a symphony of dread. The living envy the forgotten dead. A crown of thorns upon the city's head. When I became the sun, I saw the lies reflected in a billion vacant eyes. A paradise of chaos and of art. The beautiful corrosion of the heart, tearing this devoted world apart. Wake up, the silence screams my name. A mask of composure in a world insane. Grab the brush, paint a smile upon the shade, hide the scars that circumstance has made. In this masquerade, a debt is paid. I wander through the alleys of my mind, trust you placed was built on shifting sand. A monument I could not understand. You see the hero, I confess the fraud. By my own judgment I am deeply flawed.